Okay, can everybody hear me okay? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Can anyone hear me? Hello? Uh-oh, nobody says they can hear me. Hi, thank you. I appreciate that. So, hello everyone. Oh, okay, so that's not really me. All right. Hang on. Uncanny resemblance. Ah, well, hello everyone. It's been a hot minute. Um, so let's see. Where did we leave off 6 months ago? Uh, I'm sorry. I would love to say that I had really, really good reasons for vanishing for 6 months from Untreed Reads Live, but unfortunately, that just wouldn't be the case. Um, Other than I've been really, really super busy. Uh, you'll forgive me if you see me occasionally looking off to the side. I'm not sure which side. I'm using some new streaming software to make sure that everything is good, and so I'm noticing it's a little bit behind. What I'm saying isn't showing up to you folks until a little bit later, but at least I can see off the side there that I'm streaming, and that means everyone should be able to see me. Which is awesome. And by all means, say hi in the chat. I see lots of good folks there. I know my partner in crime, Katie Sullivan, CEO of Untreed Reads Publishing, is trying to log in. My chat hostess extraordinaire and right-hand lady, Sandra Murphy, wave hi to everybody. If you're out there in the chat room, she should be there. She's been my sort of sanity check for the last few months. So, welcome to Untreed Reads Live. Again, sorry that we've been gone for so long. We are back now that things have calmed down a little bit. Let's see. I mean, not much has really happened. The climate's collapsed, and there's been hurricanes and COVID, and just your run-of-the-mill average everyday stuff. But in the meantime, Untreed Reads has been busy as heck. We have done so much over the course of the last 6 months, and not to mention the last year. Um, One of the things I mentioned in the description for today is that publishing in a pandemic is a very unusual circumstance. We are very lucky that we chose to be primarily an ebook publisher, which means that a lot of the print things that have affected a lot of other publishers where they haven't been able to get their books. Yay, Katie's here. Oh, I'm so happy. Um, Everybody say hi to Katie. Also, everybody say happy birthday to Katie. Her birthday's coming up here in just a few days. She is turning 35 again. And I will tell you, if you've never seen her in person before, she definitely doesn't even look a day over 35. It's amazing. There's a painting somewhere that's aging on behalf of Katie. She looks amazing. So again, happy birthday to Katie a few days early. But we were very, very fortunate in that we are primarily an ebook publisher and a print-on-demand publisher. And that has really allowed us to kind of ride the crest of the wave throughout the pandemic. We've had amazing good fortune of people discovering our backlist through all of our different vendors. And we're getting to see lots and lots of sales of the backlist titles, some stuff that's been around since day one. We're talking 10, 11 years. And, just absolutely amazing that we're having so much interest in all of our titles. Um, Sandy's going to post a link for you. I did recently do an article for Writers and Publishers Network about the whole issue of publishing print during a pandemic. Again, fortunately for us, it doesn't really affect us because we're doing print on demand. And what we're finding is that Ingram is still able to produce most of our books typically in about 5 business days, and then ship them out. We don't know yet what's going to really happen in terms of the U.S. Postal Service and the slowdown of mail, but so far it seems like most of our stuff is getting through to our customers in a timely fashion. So very, very grateful to Ingram. They've really done an amazing job of keeping everything up to date and uh, keeping us posted as to what's going on. But Sandy, again, will post a link to that article that I did for Writers and Publishers Network that kind of explains if you yourself are an author that is maybe you self-published a print book, it'll give you some options to what to do during a pandemic of getting your titles so that you don't have to worry about gigantic print runs and making them available to your folks, because we're getting into fourth quarter, the happiest time of year. It's the holiday season. Everybody's going to want to get books because everybody should be giving books. Everybody's going to want to read because everybody should be reading. And whether it's ebook or print, you're going to find something out there that you love. We've had a number of really fantastic releases over the course of the last few months. Most recently, Monkey Business, crime fiction inspired by the films of the Marx Brothers. That was edited by Josh Pachter. And just, so much fun, so much humor. Those kind of anthologies are a lot of fun to do. It gives a really nice broad range of talent. So you get to see folks that are established, you get to see folks that are sort of new in the writing process, but really some great voices in that anthology. So I do really recommend. As a matter of fact, I may be able to. Watch this, kids. We're going to see if Jay can make this work. We are going to go over here. And we'll see if this works. Why, it does. And there we go. There's the paperback edition of Monkey Business available on our website. And here you'll see all of the fantastic authors that are part of this anthology. Some of these folks are, long time members of our family. I'm thinking Leslie Deal and Marilyn Todd, and especially Barb Goffman, who, my goodness, I think has been with us just about since day one. Lots of really familiar names in there. A couple people that are new to us, but not necessarily new to the world of publishing. But there's some really, really great stuff in there. Also coming up this week is The Return of the Earl by Joan Wolfe. This is a brand new Regency romance from Joan. She puts out a new full length each year. We've been very, very fortunate to have her entire backlist, and now we've got a brand new one coming out on Tuesday. And one of the things that we are trying to do is, knowing that there is an issue with print books being able to be fulfilled, what we've done, we did with Monkey Business, and now we're doing it with this one as well, is we offer anybody that pre-orders the paperback a free copy of the ebook. This way they can start reading it before the paperback arrives, and lets them get a head start on it so they don't feel so bad having to wait for they don't suffer from having to, boy, I just can't talk. See what happens when you wait too long in between doing these things? Good grief. But it means folks don't have to be disappointed when the book comes out and they don't have it to read. Having the ebook version available to them on the day of release is a really terrific thing. So we did spend a lot of the last 6 months publishing a lot of Joan Wolfe stuff, a lot of her backlist, and again, we're very, very excited about the new release that's coming out here on Tuesday. We do have one more release coming this year, which will be a book by Gloria Goldreich. But other than that, we kind of plan on just spending the next few months getting our ducks in order for 2022. And Katie and I are planning on having some big planning sessions and talking about titles for next year, um, which should be a lot of fun. The one that I'm sort of the most excited about right now is an anthology we've got coming called "I Just Died in Your Arms," crime fiction inspired by one-hit wonders. Started up as a joke with on a short mystery fiction list by Josh Pachter, and I just kind of took his joke and ran with it. Sandy, thank you for reminding me. I forgot we do have one more book coming out this year beside Gloria's, which is a quote book, a dog quote book that Sandy put together. And Katie and I are kind of working on the layout now, what it's going to look like, and we're hoping to get that out here before too long so that everybody's got it available for the holidays. It's Sandy did a really great job with it. It's very cute. And what's also nice is a lot of the quotes aren't just the ones you find everywhere else. Some of the quotes are actually quotes from books that we've published, which makes it a little more. Instead of it just being your average everyday quote book, it's also kind of tailored towards our authors and the books that we've put out so far. I was very fortunate to be. Well, Josh says, I hope I'm going to get acknowledgement. Yeah, maybe. I'll see what I can do about that. Yes, you're already mentioned in my intro, Josh. No worries. Where was I? So that's what's going on with releases. I was very fortunate to be asked by the Writers and Publishers Network. They were looking for someone to join their board of directors. They were looking to get a little bit more diverse, and Sandy said to them, "Well, I know this gay white lapsed Jew. Maybe that'd be a good fit." Evidently, they thought so too. So now I'm happy to say that I am one of the folks in charge of Writers and Publishers Network and getting stuff out there. I'm going to flip over to their page real quick. If you haven't seen these folks before, I really recommend taking a look at them. They're such an amazing resource for authors. There hasn't been as much done from the publisher's side, which is one of the reasons why they wanted me to come along and kind of help show the publisher side of things. You'll see that I have a new column called The Publisher Perspective. Every month I tackle a different topic in regards to publishing. This month we're talking about how if you're an author, how you can go about getting your book picked up by Overdrive and by libraries. Even includes step-by-step instructions in here as to exactly how to go about doing that. So hopefully folks will find that useful. Whether your title is through Untreed Reads or through another publisher, these are great tips for getting libraries to pick up your title. Fourth quarter's the end of the year for a lot of different libraries, and there are yearly budgets. A certain amount of yearly budgets got to go towards acquisitions of patron requests. So now is the time of year to make sure that your title is really visible. Sandy, I'm going to ask you to post the actual link in the comments, if you would, to the article itself. And this way, when you folks get a chance, hopefully you won't log off of me talking and babbling. You'll actually look at that later. Hopefully it'll give you folks some good ideas as to ways of going about getting your title into libraries. We participate in a lot of different library channels, a lot of different library models. And during the pandemic, when, as many libraries were shut down and not allowing patrons in, there has been this enormous surge in ebooks. If your doors are closed and you can't get people in to walk in and grab print editions to help your circulation numbers, which then in turn your circulation numbers are what helps you get your next budget, you got to get that circulation from somewhere, and most libraries have really gone into ebooks and gone heavily into ebooks. It's also particularly good for independent presses because the big five publishers tend to put a lot of really horrible draconian restrictions on how their books can be used by libraries, and most independent presses and small presses don't have any interest in restrictions like those, where they can only rent it out 3 times, and they have to buy a new ebook edition. I mean, just some real silliness going on out there. We're more than happy for libraries to pick up our titles and share them with their patrons. Do follow us on Twitter if you aren't already. We typically give a shout out over the course of a month when we see that libraries around the country and really around the world have picked up chunks of our catalog. We usually give them a shout out and a thank you on our Twitter feed and tag them. We definitely appreciate the time and effort that libraries put into researching, titles, and when they when they're willing to go beyond and not just do, Random House, but they're actually willing to dig a little deeper and pick up titles from smaller presses. It really means the world. We're very, very fortunate that we've been able to do what we do all these years, and a lot of it with the support of libraries literally around the world. So be sure to check out that column. Sandy, if you'll also post the link, I've got, and I'm asking Sandy to post the link now, but later on when this video becomes a part of our history in our YouTube channel, the links to these articles will also appear in that section. But there is here at the Writers and Publishers Network, there is also an article from me this month about dealing with the print issue right now during the pandemic and how to ensure you don't lose print sales during the key fourth quarter, ways that you can work around it. As cargo ships are not getting print books in, and publishers are pushing back their release dates. I'm happy to say that we have not had to push back our release dates. We've been able to make all of our books available exactly when we said we were going to. So it comes from the advantage of doing print on demand and a few other options. So be sure to check that out. And again, my Publisher Perspective column appears every month in the Writers and Publishers Network. And if you haven't taken a look at this organization, it's a really, really valuable resource for pretty much anybody that does anything with publishing. Very, very proud to be part of their organization. So now the real big thing that everybody's wanting to see. So I know you all love the look of this old website. I mean, how could you not? The pixelated logo, the old layout, the terrible drop-down menus that, it's just it just okay, yeah, no, yeah, I can't even do it with a straight face. We all know that the Untreed Reads website's pretty horrible. But it has served us well. We have been able to survive all these years holding it together with spit and duct tape, and you should see what goes on behind the scenes to kind of keep it up and running, even with the technology woefully out of date. And up until now, we hadn't really made it a priority because there were other things that we felt were more dire, things that we wanted to make sure that we took care of a lot sooner. But as time's kind of passed, especially over the course of the last 6 to 8 months, we've really realized that this website is just not doing it for us anymore. There's a lot of things I'm not able to do any longer on the back end. There's stuff we would love to do, but those features don't exist and can't be programmed in. And now we're up against a crunch because coming up sometime in October or November, our web host is going to be doing an upgrade that will basically just make this site impossible to work. So I have spent the last 2.5 months working behind the scenes with our friend Jim out of Chicago. Jim is a great web designer, and we are working on building the new Untreed Read store and Untreed Read site. Now, what I'm going to show you guys today is raw. So, and it's not even, I would say this is not even the beta. This is more like the delta. There's a more updated version of the site than I'm going to show you today. But for certain reasons, I'm not able to show you that version today. So instead, I'm going to kind of give you the framework version that's happening right now, so you guys will get a feel of what's coming. So without further ado, the new Untreed Reads website. You can already see that it is, and again, anything you're seeing here on the homepage is just waiting to be filled in with all of our information. So we're going to have this really fun slider center here where we'll be able to feature all kinds of titles, promos, whatever we might want to feature at any given time, and we can change this out as we need to. If you scroll down, this section will be titles that are most recently released, so that we can kind of show off the newest, the hottest as we do it. If you scroll down a little further, we're going to have a section where we'll be featuring authors of the month. So we've always wanted to be able to, I think people have seen us do this on Twitter. We've done this a bit on Instagram, where we've tried to pull out authors and show off, the author and their entire back catalog. Now we'll actually have a section of the website that's dedicated to that. We will have a blog, and the blog will invite authors to basically be our month-long guest host, to put their blog, talk about anything they might want to talk about, guest articles, etc. Any signings that are coming up. So if our authors let us know that they're going to have an event, if we're going to be appearing somewhere, if if I'm doing something with the Writers and Publishers Network and I'll be at a convention, the book promotion section is going to basically list all of those events. So we'll be actively recruiting from our authors what they're doing and when and where, so that we can put these into a big list right on the homepage for folks to access. There are other sections of the website to get to this. So, kind of the most, the upcoming stuff is what will be featured here. Basically, the 4 or 5 upcoming events, and then we'll have a book promotions page that lists everything at least about 2 months out, so that folks can get ready for that. And as always, we're going to invite folks to join us on all of our different social media. We are on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we are on Instagram. If you aren't following us on all of the social media, we do ask that you do. If you haven't subscribed and liked to us here on YouTube, we hope you'll do that as well. But hey, there's more. So excited to show this off. So in our old website, I will show you. Oops, that wasn't where I want to go. That's where I want to go. The one thing you may notice here is that everything is in one site. So the old site was separated. One site was for basically our corporate. The other site was the store. They are no longer separated. They will now be all in one site. So whatever you are looking for is in one place. You'll see here we used to have these drop-down menus like this. Well, in the new site, all of this looks very nice, organized up here at the top. So you can still get to our submission guidelines that are going on, or our contacts. For example, here's the One Hit Wonder submission guidelines. There's all that right there. We do have menus that'll be coming up. It's part of the current beta version. That's why you don't see it here, but there will be active menus here along the left side for doing searches for your favorite authors and their titles. I am most excited about the giant improvement in search functionality for the new website. So, for example, let's do Sullivan. Here's primary result, Katie Sullivan's A Cure for the Common Word. This is a print edition. We're in the process of updating all of the photographs to high resolution because our old website wouldn't allow us to do that. We had to use very tiny photos because of space in the database. We're no longer restricted to that, so now all covers are going to be high resolution, which is fantastic. On every single detail page now for the book, you get the ISBN, you get the number of pages, you get the biography of the author, you get the description, reviews if there are any. Related products, we're still working on tweaking. It's actually working a little better in the beta version than you're going to see here. But check this out. You can actually click on the author's name. This is something you can't do in the current site. So you can click on the author's name and be taken to the actual author's page where we can feature where the author's from, their photo, their complete bio. If they have their own website, a LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, all of those icons will work so that you'll be able to click right on them to be able to go to their Twitter or LinkedIn page and follow them directly. So that's something we had no way of doing in our previous website. Now we have the ability to create a page for all of our authors that includes all of their social media. Even better, this is something that I can tell you no other publisher is doing. No other publisher. First of all, we will be combining print editions. I'm working on programming that in the background right now so that you won't actually see multiple listings for a paperback and a hardcover and a large print. That's all going to be a drop-down where you'll be able to choose. But you see this book, The Art of Styling Sentences by Katie Sullivan? We don't publish that book. That book is published by another publisher. But the goal here with the new site is that these author pages are one-stop shops to be able to see everything an author does or writes or publishes. So, of course, we're going to start off initially with all of the titles that are actually published by Untreed Reads. But then what we're going to do is we're going to go back through and start adding in titles from other publishers for these authors. Because so many authors don't have their own website, they don't have the ability to, maybe they're not technically savvy, maybe they, just don't want to take the time to invest in preparing a whole website. Well, the beauty here is they won't necessarily need to. We're going to do our best to be able to include whatever books folks are in on their author page, and all you would need to do, for example, is if you're Katie Sullivan, you send somebody to your Untreed Reads page, and there they'll see everything we've published, but they'll also see things that are, you'll see everything by the author. Why? Because authors are a brand. It's not just about, it's not just about titles, it's about everything the author does. And if you think about it, every time an author sells a book by one publisher, it always leads to sales of titles by another publisher. That's the whole point of backlist and the whole point of authors building a brand around themselves and having a career. Is the idea is to sell more books, but then, we've always been a bit of a trendsetter in this regard. We're one of the first publishers to have a sample from one of our books in the back of a book from another publisher and return the favor. So we've done that a couple times now where we had an author who had an upcoming release. We arranged with this other publisher to have a sample of their new book in the back of the book from the other publisher, and vice versa. Well, now we're going to take it another step further, and we're going to have one-stop shop for an author to be able to come in and have all their stuff there. So if you send your readers to your homepage here to look at your titles, well, now they're going to have a much better idea of everything that you have available. Again, phase one, you'll be getting all of the Untreed Reads titles taken care of, obviously. But then phase two is to go ahead and incorporate the other titles by the authors. Um, Let's see, I need an ebook version. There we go. So one of the biggest changes, oh, and you can see here, this is one case where we've already updated the image, and you can see how much better this looks than what we have offered for cover images on our previous website. One of the biggest changes that is coming is that we are no longer selling ebooks directly from our website. Why? Well, to be honest, we went back, we looked at the sales, and determined that honestly, people may come and look at our website and find out more about the titles, but we sell a lot more print from our website than we do ebooks, and the time and the maintenance involved with maintaining ebook sales from our website really was not proportionate to the amount of sales that we were getting. I mean, ultimately, we're a business, and from a business standpoint, it didn't make sense for us to continue to try to maintain ebook sales and everything that goes with it from our website. So now we will be offering links instead to basically our top stores. Obviously, all of our ebooks are still going to be available worldwide. They're going to be available from every ebook retailer around the world. Our print books are still available from every print retailer around the world. But the goal now is we're going to go ahead and offer these links, and we're going to establish right ahead of time what format that book is. And I won't lie, all of these are affiliate links, so that if somebody does click through and we get a sale, you know what? We get a little bit of affiliate revenue there too, because hey, making this website is expensive, and we have got to recoup that investment. So that will help us a little bit towards that. You'll notice we have drive-through fiction in the primary spot. It has been no secret that we have a huge love for drive-through fiction. They have one of the best royalty rates for us and our authors. They give us a ton of free promotion without us having to do anything or pay a dime. They promote anything and everything we do on every social media. And therefore, the way they handle ebook sales are the same way that we used to sell, that we've always handled ebook sales, which is pay once, get all the popular formats for download. Drive-through fiction has the same model, so we thought it would be best to partner with somebody primarily who offers the same way of doing business that we want to do. Drive-through fiction is a great independent ebook store. Again, they offer all three formats just for paying it for it once. And that's exactly what we want to see. So again, no, we won't be selling ebooks any longer from our website. It does mean that existing links will not work if you have links that are linking into our website. That is going to probably need to be updated. Because I'm afraid those are not going to work any longer. In terms of a print book, I have to laugh. We ignore this $999 in stock. All of you guys know that we are a print-on-demand publisher. We would never kill an entire forest of trees just for the sake of having a bunch of print books on hand. But print will be the only thing that we will continue to sell from our website. The main reason being is that authors make far more in royalty when people purchase print titles from a publisher's website. The amount of discounts that have to be given to bookstores and distributors and Amazon, and all for really not doing anything other than the privilege of listing our title, is terrible. It's just awful how much you have to give up just for the privilege of having the title listed. So our goal is to try to move a lot more of our print sales through our website. We already have seen a great increase in this. We very much appreciate the authors and editors that we've worked with over the last year who've been really, really great about driving the traffic to our website to get folks to pick up their paperbacks and their hardcovers directly from us. It absolutely makes a difference and makes a significant difference in the royalties that we're able to pay out to authors when those print books are sold through our website. And Katie is, Katie really, really hates vendor commissions. She, that's funny. I see she just posted in the comments, vendor commissions, the bane of my existence. I gotta tell you, Katie doesn't really curse. I think the only times that I've really heard her swear in the decade that she and I have been working together have pretty much always been over vendor commissions, particularly for print. So that's our goal, is to really try to move more of that print business through our website. So that's kind of a brief tour of what we're doing there. Let me go back here so I can. There we go. All right. So that's kind of a brief tour of the new website. It will launch this month, hopefully. Our goal is to have it out sometime in October. We are really close, really, really close. I'm finishing up some of the behind the scenes stuff right now. So if you're someone who's written to me and is like, "Gee, why aren't I getting a response in 3 hours?" See this face, see this haggard face, see this face that looks like it needs about 60 hours of sleep and a long vacation in Tahiti. Yeah, that would be why. Anxiously trying to get everything finished for the website. For those of you that have been around a long time or know some of the inner workings, you guys will remember a name Brendan from the past. Brendan is a very kind young man that has done a lot of work with us in the past, and he has been a tremendous help to me in getting a lot of the minutia done behind the scenes for the work. Big thanks to Jim, our web guy, who is really just tearing it up. And of course, much love to Katie, who is holding down, the fort in a lot of other ways so that I have the ability to focus on the website and a lot of the other things that I need to get done. It's a team effort, and I really appreciate the patience that everybody has had as we've worked towards this. Also, much love to Sandra Murphy, who I talk to almost daily, who talks me down sometimes from a cliff when things have gone a little nuts. In terms of Untreed Reads Live, we're back. I'm eager to go back to doing more episodes. We've got some pre-tape stuff coming. We've got interviews coming. There's a 24-hour readathon coming in 2022. So much planned. But just give us a chance to get the new website up and running, and we will bring a lot more great material to you from Untreed Reads, a lot more interactions with our authors. So much good stuff coming. 2022 is going to be a huge year. Thank you all, as always, for either being part of our family as an author or being part of our family as a reader. We really, really do value every single one of you. We wouldn't have made it this long without everybody supporting us. It's hard out there for indie pubs and would be impossible to survive without the love of our authors and our readers. And please know we appreciate every single one of you. Really, really do. So you will hear from us again soon, or at least hear from me soon. Until then, read on and feel free to subscribe and like, because it's a YouTube video and I'm required by law, I guess, or YouTube law to say that. Thank you all. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye.